guys, it's Marie. I'm back with another 12 by 12 process video for you today. This one's going to have a bit of mixed media on it, as you can see. I'm just gessoing the background. I am scrapbooking 3 photographs of my son at the beach when he was burying his feet in the sand and thought it was hilarious. So I am scrap lifting a layout from a challenge on Hey Little Magpie. The sunbeam there that you can see, I've cut out on just a spare piece of cardstock on my Cricut, and I'm using it as a template, like a stencil, because I didn't have one, and that was part of the image that needed to be scrap lifted, was this sunbeam effect. So I thought I would borrow that image and use it via my Cricut to create a stencil. The stencil does then have to go in the bin, you can't keep it, but it's a good way of doing it. Now what I'm doing is just adding some blue to the layout using some watercolours. I'm just kind of sploshing it all over, letting it run all over. I do want it quite messy. I have gessoed it, like I said, so you can run around, and I have spritzed it with water as well, just dabbing off little bits of excess rather than rolling that kitchen roll over, because it took too much off the first time. This little shape here I've pre-cut on the Cricut. That was another part of the image that we were given to scrap lift, and I wanted to use some like deck boardy wooden effect paper. Always reminds me of the beach, like driftwood. So I'm just trimming the edges off there, and then I'm going to place that onto the image. Now I think, oh, it's a little bit big here, it's covering up too much of that sunbeam, so I just pop off and I just trim a little bit of the blue at the top off to make it slightly smaller. I've just taken a piece of foam there, and I'm using my Tim Holtz pokey tool, which is basically just a needle that it retracts, because I'm going to hand sew around the bottom there. Again, that was on the original, so I thought I wanted to scrap lift that little element, have a little bit of hand sewing on there, and make it a real mixed media layout. Now, I don't make you watch all of my sewing, that would be pretty boring, but I do sew all the way around the bottom. There it is. And then I'm going to start affixing some of these little word sentiments round and down the sides. I'm just going to cut a few more out. They're from a piece of paper from Kaisercraft, a beachy collection, quite an old one of theirs. And I've got the ephemera there on my desk to the left, and I'm just going to pick out bits of those and see what fits with the layout. So before I go any further with choosing ephemera, I'm just going to stick this main bit of cardstock down. I'm not matting my photographs today. I usually do, but I'm not going to today. I've put plenty of double-sided sticky on there because it's going on top of some mixed media, so it'll need a bit of extra adhesion, and that's how my photographs are going to go. So I put a full piece of craft foam on the back of the 2 outer ones, and the middle one just gets a little bit in the centre. Now I do put plenty of double-sided sticky on the back of there, however it does take some peeling off. A little bit of glare there on the photographs, sorry about that, that's my desk lamp. So that's where I'm at with the photographs. I like them in the middle, I like them a bit kind of wonky as well, I didn't want them straight. So I'm just using wet glue to adhere these sentiments down the side, and then the odd one I'm going to pick out and put some adhesive foam on just to pop it off the page a little bit. And there's that last one going on there. And I do exactly the same down the other side of the sheet. Today I'm working on Vicky Boutin's mixed media paper. This is the plain. So she's got 2 kinds of mixed media. One that's already kind of got loads of mixed media already on it, or beautiful colours. It's gorgeous. I use quite a lot of that. And then this as well, which is just really, really heavyweight. It still bends slightly. I have not yet got the knack of doing this without ending up with just a slight bend. So here comes my title. I'm using Vicky Boutin's words from the Colour Kaleidoscope collection. I'm using the words capture and fun, with the idea that the title is going to be Capture the Fun. That's what I do like to. I'm just popping up the photographs on a bit more foam there. popping my little foam alphas down a little bit because they felt too high. And then just going through bits of ephemera that I've got that kind of match in the colours. And then I find some perspectives from Bramble Fox, and I thought actually putting always at the top, always capture the fun. Again, it just fit perfectly with the colours, and I use those little 2 brackets around the word fun. So I'm looking at ephemera here from Cocoa Vanilla You Rock, which is an old one of theirs. And I've also got a little like ribbony thing that you just saw me cut off like a rosette from the Happiness collection. I didn't want the pink, but I wanted the rosette. And then I found some washi tape with these kind of wavy patterns on, and I thought that would look perfect in the middle there. So I just put a strip of that in and popped my little foam alphas back on again. So now I'm just going to adhere the extra little bits of ephemera that I found, this kind of zigzaggy wave, a few stars, that little tag there says memories. I found that little paperweight very, very useful recently because I've been sticking down all sorts of perspectives and things on top of mixed media, and they don't stick straight away, they need a little bit of time. I found that paperweight to be really, really useful, and I just pop it on top, and then I can get on with doing other things while the glue dries and it adheres properly. Now I do faff about here for a while with a few extra bits of ephemera. We've got some seaweed, we've got some crabs, we've got, I think, a little seahorse finds its way on there, and I decided I don't really like them, taking them off. That always is not on, not fastened on at all, so I put some more glue on and pop that paperweight back. I'm putting some little enamel hearts on there in a couple of places, and now I'm just getting a set of pens out. These are fine liner pens. I'm just using a bit of scrap paper there to choose the colour, and I'm going to go all the way around the edge with both of the colours. So there's a light blue and then there's a dark blue, and I'm going to go all the way around the edge with both colours, just really not straight at all, like quite wiggly lines, and then do some sort of extra little wiggles, almost like stitching, just to finish it all off. I hope you have a lovely crafty day. That's about the end of my layout, and here come the close-ups. Thanks for watching.